Morning. I am Day. DAA are my initials. I am in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. In my years of active recovery, I have found that upon awakening, first thing in the morning, it has been helpful to go in my toolbox and utilize the affirmations, reflections, devotions, and meditations that have been offered to me. So I will share these with you now. And remember that you are not alone. Fair use. Daily reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. February 23rd. Mysterious paradoxes. Such is the paradox of AA, regeneration, strength arising out of complete defeat and weakness, the loss of one's old life as a condition for finding a new one. AA Comes of Age, page 46. What glorious mysteries paradoxes are! They do not compute, yet when recognized and accepted, they reaffirm something in the universe beyond human logic. When I face a fear, I am given courage. When I support a brother or sister, my capacity to love myself is increased. When I accept pain as part of the growing experience of life, I realize a greater happiness. When I look at my dark side, I am brought into new light. When I accept my vulnerabilities and surrender to a higher power, I am graced with unforeseen strength. I stumbled through the doors of AA in disgrace, expecting nothing from life, and I have been given hope and dignity. Miraculously, the only way to keep the gifts of the program is to pass them on. Fair use. Courage to change, one day at a time in Al Anon. February 23rd. Even as a child, I had grown up responsibilities, so it is no wonder that I grew up to be a caretaker. It seemed so comfortable, so automatic to think of others first and to give myself completely to whatever crisis was at hand without a thought for myself. When I became aware that this was not one of my most admirable traits, but was instead a form of self destructiveness, I was horrified. I set out to wipe out all such behavior and attitudes. I was determined to become as self involved and uncaring as possible. Fortunately, I failed to make such a radical change. Today, years later, I am still a caretaker, and I probably always will be, but now I consider it a valued characteristic, a gift of my upbringing that can greatly enhance my life if I don't carry it to the extreme. Although I no longer do things for others that they could do for themselves, I still try to be nurturing to them as well as myself. Al Anon helps me to find some balance. Today's reminder. Today I will try not to condemn parts of myself while accepting other parts. I am a composite, and I love myself best when I embrace all that I am. My imperfections and failures are as much a blessing from God as my successes and my talents, and I lay them both at His feet. Mahatma Gandhi. Fair use. Just for today, daily meditations for recovering addicts. February 23rd. Messages and messengers. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. Tradition 12. The 12th tradition reminds us of the importance of putting principles before personalities. In recovery meetings, this might be paraphrased: don't shoot the messenger. We often get the message confused with the messenger and negate what someone shares at a meeting because we have personality conflicts with the person speaking. If we are having problems with what certain people have to share at meetings, we might want to seek the guidance of our sponsor. Our sponsor can help us concentrate on what's being said rather than who's saying it. Our sponsor can also help us address the resentments that may be keeping us from acknowledging the value of some particular person's recovery experience. It is surprising how much more we can get out of meetings when we allow ourselves to do as our 12th tradition suggests, focusing on recovery principles rather than the personalities. Just for today, I will practice the principle of anonymity in today's NA meeting. I will focus on the message of recovery, not the personality of the messenger. Fair use. Today, Emotions Anonymous, February 23rd. Reflection for today. How many times have we all made statements like the following: I'll save the good crystal in China for when special company comes. When I get a bigger house, my life will be better. When I get enough money and can retire, I will be happy. We are projecting happiness into the future and forgetting that today is the day to be happy. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery, meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. February 23rd. We learn to restructure our sick thinking one day at a time. BRB, page 590. Recovery happens, sometimes whether we're completely conscious of it or not. We just have to keep coming back and doing the work, one day at a time. It's amazing when we find we've been thinking about a type of situation that used to bother us, and poof, it no longer has the same power over us. Maybe we encounter something that reminds us of the past, perhaps from our childhood, like how we looked at some classmates and wondered what it felt like to be in their shoes, envying them, their seeming smoothness and ability to do everything right. This same one down mentality was what we carried into adulthood. Substituting that popular kid for someone we worked with, or a neighbor, or another parent. What we didn't realize was we were judging our insides by other people's outsides. With the help of ACA and giving ourselves the time to work at our recovery, we realize that the sick thinking we carried around for so long is evaporating. We no longer look at things the same way. We think about that kid or those other people and suddenly understand the shift in our thought process. We see reality, that not everything is as it appears to be on the outside. We learn to look deeper, especially at ourselves. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I know that I am not now, nor have I ever been less than anyone else." DHB Recovery Network Daily Affirmations, Reflections, Devotions, and Meditations. Read by me, Day. Subscribe, like, and share. And most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time.